M for mature. Video games have been under a lot of criticism over the years for their violent content.
Who got issues now, bitch?
Game makers have the freedom of expression. Parents and politicians challenge this freedom, saying these adult-marketed games are damaging the American youth.
You a dickhead!
Guidelines and laws prevent sale of these games to minors, but the criticism continues. What you're about to see is graphic and intended for gamers 17 and older.
Yes, I do play video games.
I play Xbox probably 20 hours out of the week.
So about 98, I was big into them.
Been playing since I was, I don't know, got my Super Nintendo, age 5 or something like that.
Technological advances have made the gaming experience more realistic than ever before. But most gamers, no matter what age, can still tell that it's not real, right?
And I was really surprised by what I saw. I had no idea that the visual aspect of the game had become so sophisticated, and how they become like interactive movies in certain ways.
Some Diablo scumbag has been pimping his scuzzy bitches in my backyard. Go and take care of things for me.
You better not be screwing me, Tommy, because you know I'm not a man to be screwed with.
Wait, Sonny. You have my personal assurance that I'm going to get you your money back, and the drugs, and I'm going to mail you the dicks of those responsible.
Movies are accepted. Why aren't video games?
I definitely see movies being more violent. I mean, all you have to do is watch a horror movie.
I'd definitely say video games are more tame than movies.
Say hello to my little friend!
Some popular movies have high levels of violence. Some of the most violent movies are highly popular and critically acclaimed. Following an insurgence of graphic violence in video games in the early 90s. The Entertainment Software Rating Board was enacted in 1994 for political and public outcry. It follows a rating system close to that found in movies.
Yes, I'm familiar with the rating system.
The ratings, touch and go system, but I think they're effective.
I think the rating system is good because if you're a younger child and your parents buying you a game, I myself, if I was a parent, I would want to know what rating a game would have so that I'm not giving my kids something that is inappropriate for their age.
If these M-rated games are restricted to people 17 and up, why do children still desire to play these games?
They're games that are supposedly only marketed toward mature people. And I mean, think about when you were a kid. You know, didn't you want to do the things that the older kids, were doing? Beating those rules that limited you because of your age was the cool thing to do. And so, the kid that is able to get the game, becomes a cool kid because he has a piece of cultural currency. And I mean, I think we've all been there in terms of our own youth, that the things that are denied us are the very things that we want.
I guess maybe I'm more attracted to those games, to more violent games, is because more like the fantasy of, of the James Bond type of person, like you're in a mission, or being the tough guy, like in Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. You're the tough person, beating someone up, being champion. I guess that's probably why.
I think when it comes to video games, what's appealing to me is not necessarily the violence, it's usually the competitiveness. Like I said, I play Halo 2, which is fun, it's not like extremely violent, it's a shooter game. But mainly I play it online because I like to see how good I am compared to everyone else. It's more of a competitive thing. With RPG, I play the game and I advance through it because I want to get the storyline. I want to know what the underlying mood is to the game, not just I'm running around killing monsters for fun.
One game was single-handedly responsible for the creation of a universal game rating system. With its realistic graphic violence, it's obvious why.
Kato wins.
Spawning 5 sequels since 1992, it has been a highly successful franchise, selling millions, with a new game due out in the fall of 2006.
Liu Kang wins. Fatality.
Even today, Mortal Kombat's impact remains after over a decade. A year later, id Software released Doom, an innovative first-person shooter with as much impact on PCs as Mortal Kombat in the arcades the previous year. With a statistic in 1995, Doom was installed on more PCs than Windows 3.1. Criticized for its intense violence and satanic imagery, Doom still remained as one of the most popular PC games of its time. The critiques reached an apex following April 20th, 1999.
In all honesty, I'm not sure, but I understand that is the cafeteria area. That's what I'm being told.
Doom was targeted after the Columbine High School shooting as the leading cause for Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, killing 13 people that day. As evident from their home videos and their histories of depression and psychotic tendencies, these boys were not your average gamers. You have to ask yourself this: why, if millions of copies of these games are sold, are the instances of such crimes so few? Recent FBI studies have shown crimes amongst teenagers are at a 30-year low.
Being the character is definitely being the character while the game is on.
Midway Games and id Software made livings off creating ultra-violent games in the 1990s, but in the 21st century, Rockstar Games have created a monster with Grand Theft Auto. After a few quiet years without controversy, Grand Theft Auto 3 brought video games back on the minds of politicians seeking ways to pass laws banning graphically violent games. Courts have declined passing such laws, citing them as infringing on the rights of game makers. 2004's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas faced much scrutiny following the discovery of a hidden sex game dubbed Hot Coffee.
How about a little coffee?
Rockstar denied the inclusion of this feature, and the game was pulled from store shelves in the summer of 2005 for violating a policy set by the ESRB of not showing all mature content during ratings. Class action lawsuits were filed against Rockstar, including an 85-year-old grandmother calling the game an example of false advertising. All of this because she bought the game for her 14-year-old grandson. I guess she didn't see the M rating in the corner. Correct us if we're wrong, but shouldn't children under 17 not be playing this game to begin with? If you want to make the right choice, don't blame the game makers for trying to make a living creating games for an older audience.
GTA is not bad at all. I mean, a person, no matter what age, should distinguish that it's a game, and if you're running over a person, you can't do it in real life.
I would say, yeah, my morals, the way I've been raised, the way I think, and the problems I have, I mean, of myself, like problems I have, like issues. I don't think that video games are the reason I would go out and do any violent actions.
Did you know game retailers face fines exceeding $500 for sales of M-rated games to minors in the state of Illinois?